Welcome back to Silent Conspiracy. Tonight we journey into a case that shook India to its core, one that exposed the terrifying vulnerability of children within school walls and raised questions about justice, police competence, and whether a teenager could truly commit murder to postpone an exam. On September 8, 2017, a crisp Friday morning in Gurugram, a father drops his 7-year-old son and 11-year-old daughter at Ryan International School's gates at 7:55 a.m., watching them walk toward what should be a safe haven of learning. 13 minutes later, that little boy Pradyuman Thakur is found bleeding from his throat outside a school washroom, his life slipping away as teachers frantically rush him to hospital. Within hours, police arrest a bus conductor, extract a confession of attempted sexual assault gone wrong, and declare the case closed. But 2 months later, the Central Bureau of Investigation delivers a bombshell. The bus conductor was innocent, tortured into a false confession. The real killer? A 16-year-old Class 11 student who wanted his exams postponed. Tonight, we unravel the Pradyuman Thakur murder Kaisa story of a child's brutal death. A wrongful arrest that exposed police brutality. Barun Chandra Thakur had recently made a decision that would haunt him forever. He would personally drive his children to school instead of sending them on the school bus. Safety concerns had been mounting, and like many parents, he felt more secure delivering them to the gates himself. That Friday morning, he dropped 7-year-old Pradyuman and his elder sister Vidhi at Ryan International School's Bonzi campus in Gurugram at 7:55 a.m. The children walked through the gates together before separating Vidhi, heading to her 5th grade classroom. Pradyuman to his 2nd grade section on the ground floor. At approximately 8 a.m., Pradyuman left his classroom and walked toward the washroom at the end of the corridor. School prayers, normally held at 8 a.m., had been skipped that day because exams were in progress. The hallways were relatively quiet, with most students already in their classrooms. At 8:08 a.m., just 13 minutes after his father had left him at the school gates, several students discovered Pradyuman lying outside the washroom, bleeding profusely from 2 deep wounds to his neck. Staff members, including teacher Anju, rushed to his aid. They asked bus conductor Ashok Kumar, who happened to be nearby, to help carry the injured child to the vice principal's car. Pradyuman was driven to a hospital in Bad Shopper, then transferred to Artemis Hospital in Gurugram, where despite desperate attempts to save him, he was declared dead. A 7-year-old boy had entered school healthy and full of life, and within minutes, he was gun-murdered in what should have been the safest place outside his home. The Gurugram police moved with startling speed. Within hours of Pradyuman's death, they arrested 42-year-old Ashok Kumar, the school bus conductor who had helped carry the injured child to the car. According to police, Kumar had confessed to the murder, claiming he had attempted to sexually assault Pradyuman in the washroom, and when the child resisted, slit his throat with a knife. The police narrative seemed straightforward. Kumar had found a rusty knife in the school bus that morning around 7:53 a.m. He took it to the washroom to clean it, intending to use it in his kitchen at home. When Pradyuman entered the washroom around 8 a.m., Kumar allegedly attempted sexual assault. The child fought back, and Kumar killed him to silence him. 2 other school officials were also arrested, Francis Thomas legal head and Jayus Thomas HR head, charged with negligence for failing to maintain proper security protocols. The investigation revealed shocking lapses: no separate toilets for drivers and conductors, broken boundary walls, lack of police verification for employees, and inadequate CCTV coverage. The public was outraged, but seemingly satisfied that justice had been swift. However, Pradyuman's parents, particularly his mother Sushma and father Barun, were unconvinced. If the conductor's intent was only to sexually assault him, why did he have a knife with him? Barun asked reporters. We always believed that the conductor was framed. Following intense pressure from Pradyuman's family and growing public skepticism about the police investigation, the Haryana government requested the Central Bureau of Investigation take over the case on September 22, 2017. What the CBI discovered would expose one of the most egregious cases of police misconduct in recent Indian history. The CBI team, led by Deputy Superintendent of Police Ajay Kumar Basi, began by re-examining every piece of evidence. They questioned over 125 students and teachers, analyzed CCTV footage frame by frame, conducted fresh forensic tests, and scrutinized the original investigation's methods. What they found was damning. Ashok Kumar's confession had been extracted through torture. Both Kumar and the school gardener told CBI investigators they had been brutally beaten while in police custody to force them to support the police theory. The sexual assault angle, which had been central to the original case, found no forensic support, no DNA evidence, no matching injuries, nothing. Moreover, the knife allegedly used in the murder bore no fingerprints at all, raising questions about how it could have been handled during such a violent struggle. On the night of November 7, 2017, exactly 2 months after Pradyuman's murder, the CBI apprehended a 16-year-old, Class 11 student from the same school, teenager whose identity was protected due to his minor status, had been picked up from his home in Sona after investigators spent days analyzing CCTV footage from outside the washroom. The footage showed something crucial. The Class 11 student was seen exiting the washroom around the time of the murder. He was the last person to leave before Pradyuman was discovered bleeding. When questioned, the teenager allegedly confessed to killing Pradyuman, but his motive shocked the nation. According to the CBI, the student had killed Pradyuman to get his exams and a parent-teacher meeting postponed. The teenager was reportedly a weak student who feared he would fail his upcoming examinations. He believed that if something big happened, something sensational enough, the school would be forced to shut down temporarily, buying him time. He was not targeting Pradyuman specifically, a CBI official explained. Somebody was going to die that day. He came prepared with a knife. Pradyuman just happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time. I went blank and just did it, is what the boy told us. The accused student's father vehemently denied his son's guilt, alleging that the confession was extracted through torture. My son was hung upside down and brutally thrashed, he claimed. Echoing the same accusations Kumar had made about the Gurugram police, he insisted his son, who had been one of the first students to spot Pradyuman after the attack, was being framed in a conspiracy involving the school management. Pradyuman's mother, Sushma, struggled to comprehend how a senior student could kill her son over something as trivial as postponing an exam. When I heard the student wanted his exam postponed, it's something I have not been able to believe, she told reporters, her voice breaking. She noted that Pradyuman, being only 7 and in Class 2, would have had no interaction with a Class 11 student. There is no chance that he might have known the Class 11 boy, she said. Yet the CBI maintained it had solid evidence, the CCTV footage. Forensic analysis of the crime scene, the knife recovered from the scene, and the accused's own confession. The weapon was confirmed to be a knife, and it was in CBI custody. On December 19, 2017, the Juvenile Justice Board made a landmark decision. The 16-year-old accused would be tried as an adult under the amended juvenile justice law. The board ruled that given the heinous nature of the crime, the teenager should face regular trial in court. If convicted, he would stay in a correctional home until age 21, then be transferred to regular prison. Pradyuman's parents, who had specifically requested the accused be tried as an adult, were relieved. We always knew that the journey is long, but we will go till the end to get justice for my child and all other children who might be vulnerable, Pradyuman Thakur said. However, as of December 2021, the trial proceedings had not yet begun. The case remains mired in legal complexities, with the defense continuing to challenge the evidence and the circumstances of the confession. Meanwhile, Ashok Kumar, bus conductor who spent nearly 2 months in custody for a murder he did and commit, faced his own nightmare. The CBI ultimately told the Gurugram court on November 20, 2017, that they had no evidence against Kumar, and that DNA reports ruled out his involvement entirely, in case any evidence is found against Ashok during investigation. Appropriate action will be taken by CBI as per law, the agency stated. But it was clear Kumar had been the victim of a grotesque miscarriage of justice. 4 Gurugram police officers were subsequently charged with framing Kumar for the murder. Audio recordings later emerged suggesting attempts by family members of both the accused juvenile and Kumar to fix a deal to blame school authorities instead. The entire investigation had descended into a morass of corruption, torture, and manufactured evidence. The Pradyuman Thakur case laid bare shocking failures in India's school safety systems. Government reviews of Ryan International School's functioning revealed no proper CCTV coverage in critical areas, lack of separate facilities for non-teaching staff, broken boundary walls allowing easy unauthorized access, absence of police verification for employees. Inadequate supervision of students during non-class hours. The Central Board of Secondary Education, CBSE, sent a notice to the school explaining why it should not be stripped of its affiliation, citing gross negligence. The school's principal, Nirya Batra, was initially suspended but later reinstated at another Ryan campus. Following public outcry, both the Haryana state government and the union government issued revised guidelines for school safety, including mandatory CCTV installation, stricter background checks for all employees, improved protocols for handling emergencies. Despite the CBI's conclusions, questions linger. Can we truly believe a 16-year-old would commit premeditated murder simply to postpone exams? Was there a darker motive? Perhaps bullying, a personal grudge, or psychological issues that investigators failed to uncover? The accused student's classmates described him as average in studies and a nice person from a good background. Struggling to reconcile the boy they knew with someone capable of such brutality, teachers noted he had no history of violence or disciplinary problems. The case also raises profound questions about India's juvenile justice system. Should teenagers who commit heinous crimes be tried as adults? Does the current system adequately balance rehabilitation with accountability? And what about the rights of victims' families to see justice served? Today, Pradyuman's parents continue their fight for justice, appearing at court hearings and advocating for stronger child safety laws. Their loss has become a rallying cry for parents across India, demanding better protection for children in schools. Ryan International School faces multiple civil suits from Pradyuman's family and continues to operate under heightened scrutiny. For Ashok Kumar, the wrongfully accused conductor, life after exoneration has been difficult. The stigma of the initial accusation and months of torture have left lasting scars. What do you think happened in that washroom on September 8, 2017? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If this exploration of India's most controversial school murder case disturbed you, hit like, subscribe to Silent Conspiracy, and ring the bell